What up, everybody? It's Arkey Hodges here, president of the Black Achievement Fund, and I'm at our New Kemet retreat and residential community in Toomsboro, Georgia. And today we have an engineer who's going to be coming out and taking a look at our first house that we're building on Pharaoh's Row to make sure that the structure is structurally sound before we begin to insulate and close up walls. And I'm just going to be quiet for a second and just let you guys see the land and hear the beauty, hear the birds, see the butterflies already. You know, it's like springtime here in middle Georgia. We're 2 hours south of Atlanta, and I just want to point something out to you all. If you've been following the Black Achievement Fund, if you're a member of the Black Achievement Fund, you know that every single year we are progressing in a major way. We are about to get electricity on our land. Let me turn over here. So, if you all can see, this is our neighbor's land, Judge John, and he's getting a house built on his land right over there. And because of that, we can now use his electrical pole to bring electricity right over here. Before, it was going to cost us around $16,000, but I was able to barter with him by granting him an easement at our front driveway so that he could put his driveway where he needed it to go for his home site. So bartering still works, ladies and gentlemen. In addition to that, he is also going to cut in this road. This is the road that leads into our New Kemet retreat, into the cleared area. So we're going to expand this road to make this a 2-lane road, and also, of course, smooth it out so that when you come back here, even if you just have a regular car, you'll be able to come back here and not tear up your suspension and things like that. So thanks to Judge John, we have two major advancements coming to our New Kemet retreat: electricity and a new main road. So we are steady working on the infrastructure here so that when we start glamping, we have a more comfortable atmosphere for everyone. So here, everyone, I am on our 94-acre plot of land, which is adjacent to the Black Achievement Fund's 6 acres. The Black Achievement Fund has 3 acres over here, and it has 6 acres to where I'm going to drive to in a little bit. So I want to just share with you all today the vision for the first iteration of infrastructure development here on our 94 acres. So there is a trail system that is already pretty much built into the property that goes along the borders of the entire property. So this is the first entry point for our trail. And the trail is going to loop all the way around. I'm going to get in my car because this is a lot of walking so that you can kind of get an idea of um, the length of the trail and some of the things that we plan to do. So right here at the entrance of the trail, you're going to have a major trellis, and of course it's going to signal that this is the first leg of the trail. And all along here, what you're seeing right now, this is going to be our very first produce garden. So I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to drive along so you can see how long this food plot is going to be. And this food plot is going to include all of the things that we're literally going to be eating here on site. We also going to have beehives as well as a chicken coop with a chicken run. And I don't know if you guys have seen the chicken tunnels. Sometime soon I'll share a video of the chicken tunnels so you all can get an idea. But it'll be an interactive produce farm. It'll all be fenced in, 8 foot fencing, 2 feet below to keep all of the animals out, of course. But as you walk along this leg of the trail, you're going to be seeing all types of food being grown, chickens roaming free and safe in the chicken tunnels. You'll be able to interact with the chickens, so on and so forth. And we also going to have a fruit orchard here. So I'm just driving along right now just to give you an idea of what we're going to be transforming first. So in terms of infrastructure, fencing. Fencing is the first thing that we have to make sure is done and done properly. Otherwise, we're just growing food and fruit for the animals out here. So that is part of our first piece of infrastructure development is our produce fence, the expansion of the road, bringing electricity on the site so that we don't have to deal with a bunch of generators humming all night. So we'll have electricity within the next 30 days on the land. So for all of you who come out in the spring and summer, you won't have to worry about electricity. And we're gonna run it all along. This is the site that we've cleared so far. Just to give you an idea in relation to where the produce um, garden is going to be. So this is at the very top of the hill of the cleared 12 acres that we've done. And behind what you're seeing is the trail. And if you can see up front, this is another part of the trail. And this trail connects to the very beginning that I was sharing. All right, now I'm gonna get out. So this is the edge of the property. The trail goes all the way down. As you can see, we have to go down and cut. But all of that high tan grass, that's the trail path. This is the other trail path that loops our first food plot. And this will be the end of the food plot here. So we'll have a chicken coop in the middle and the chicken tunnels all around. But the land is just quiet, peaceful, beautiful. I'm not going to drive down this leg of the trail, but this leg of the trail loops you all the way back around to the cleared 12 acres again. All As I'm driving through here, another thing I want to mention is that the sky out here is absolutely amazing. I mean, you see all the stars in the sky. Last weekend when we camped out here, I saw for the first time a moon rise. You know, you hear about a sunrise. I never saw the moon actually rise from the bottom of the horizon, from the bottom of the sky. As you can see, our glamping tent back here. The Black Achievement Fund is going to be building its first glamping tent this spring for members. You guys will be able to come out here and stay in the Black Achievement Fund's tent that will be fully furnished. You won't have to bring any camping equipment, tents, or anything like that. And it's only $100 for members. You can fit 5, 6 people in one tent. But this is the land for our retreat. Someone said, "Is there a bear?" I heard that there are black bears out here, but I've never encountered a bear up close and personal. I thought I saw a bear one time, but I can't be certain. It wasn't over here. But we've had this land for um, over 2 years now, and I've camped out here countless times, and we've never had any problems with any wild animals or anything like that. We also have two creeks on the land as well. We have one creek at the bottom of the land that goes from one end of the land all the way across, and then we have another creek that is located um, on this side of the land. This is one of our glamping tunnels, and this is our view. Excuse me. This is our view. You know, and I know all of you, I want you guys to see how the land is right now and what we transform it into. We're going to create a magical space, but it starts with owning land. It starts with buying land. There's no way that we're ever going to rebuild black communities if we don't have land to build them on. One of the things that I've been learning developing our first subdivision is that one of the major reasons why we can't have new communities that are created for us, and that is because we don't have that many developers. This is very capital intensive, but the rewards are worth it on a multitude of levels. You're going to grow the value of the land. You're going to create equity for all of the private homeowners while also building a space for the community at large to be able to come for refuge, for relaxation, for entertainment, for culture, for health. You know, we started with an idea, and now we're in possession of 112 acres, and not just any 112 acres. We are 2 hours away from Atlanta, which is long enough to get away, but not too far to where, a day trip is beyond, a reasonable consideration. Clean water. We have one neighbor who's cool as a fan, and a welcoming community. There's all types of natural herbs, fruit. We got blackberries, blueberries, muscadine grapes, persimmons, prickly pear, cactus. But we want all of you all as members to really take ownership of what the Black Achievement Fund has so that we can collectively build a community that will reflect the real progress that we've made. To have a blank slate to do this with is an awesome, awesome opportunity. For those of you who are tuning in on this, we have been blogging the entire process of developing this retreat community, as well as our first subdivision, Pharaoh's Row, which I'm about to drive through now. So that any of you out there who wants to join us in building new communities, not just here in Georgia, but all across the country, that we're showing you all of the steps that we had to take in order to get it done, so that we can demystify the whole process. Because we have the capital, we just have to have the leadership, and we have to have the collective will and the collective trust. This is the road leading out of the 94 acres. I don't even know what that is. Some pretty purple foliage. All right, I'm heading out of the 94 acre parcel of land, and I'm going to drive to the other 18 acres that is a part of this community, so that you guys who haven't been here can get a feeling of the proximity. April 4th, we're going to be having another New Kemet camp out. For those of you interested in coming out, we would love to have you come out and camp out with us. All right, so you see this first pole? The other 18 acres start right at this pole, right here. So this is a 6 acre plot of land, and all of this is a part of the New Kemet retreat. Everything that you're seeing. Okay, now the Black Achievement Fund land starts right about here. Okay. can see Pharaoh's Row, and it stops there. This pink line is where Pharaoh's Row starts, where I'm driving to now. So right here will be a gated entrance. You can see the first house being constructed. I'll walk over there. So this is the first mini subdivision in our new Kemet Retreat and Residential Community, our Pharaoh's Row subdivision. What you're looking at now is lot 1, and then this house sits on lot 2. All of these lots are 1-acre lots. Pricing for homes out here, all of the homes are custom. Pricing for the homes start at around $175 a square foot, and that includes the cost of your lot. It includes your private well. It also includes your septic tank. Full turnkey house. The electrical is being run underground, as you can see. This is the transformer. Power for the entire Pharaoh's Row subdivision will be run strictly from this transformer, and all wiring will be connected underground so that we don't have to have all of these telephone wires. These poles that you see right here, these are temporary poles. Once the power is run from the transformer to the house, these temporary poles will be taken down. It rained today out here, so we got our roof up. There shouldn't be any leaks inside. The house is 31 feet tall. Got your double door entrance here. 2 huge windows. As you walk inside, your dining and kitchen area to the left. Backyard straight back. Your living room area to the right. And these windows provide an incredible view of the land. I hate that they're all covered up right now so you guys can't see the views, which are pretty much one of the best parts to me of the house. All right. If you go up, you can see the second floor loft. And if you go all the way up, you can see the third floor overlook. All right, so from the front of the house, when you first come in, you have a view of activity on all 3 floors. All right, very open floor plan, entertaining floor plan. On the first floor, we have a master on the main level, as well as a master on the second level, or a main on the main and the main on the second. I should say people have moved away from calling it a master bedroom. Um, you have storage under your stairs here. You have your laundry here. To the right, we have our guest bathroom, huge shower, vanity. It's going to be a tub in here. This wall is coming down. toilet, guest bedroom, your TV on your wall here, closet. I don't know how well you guys can actually see inside of these rooms because of the studs, but okay. This is the main on the first floor. Very spacious. We made all of the doorways extra wide, 42 inches. Huge windows. This is your view outside the window from your bedroom. Huge walk-in closet. And then, of course, you have your ensuite for your main on the main. All right, double shower there, double vanity. I'll head outside on the first floor. All right, now we're on the back deck. We are in Toomsboro, Georgia, 2 hours south of Atlanta, 30 minutes from Macon, 30 minutes from Milledgeville City Center. That blue thing back here, this is our well. All right, the well is going to be connected to the house on Tuesday. And this right here, one of the lines. And behind this is land that we own collectively. And this house that we're building now is similar to the house that we're raising funds to build for the Black Achievement Fund. So when you come out here, not only will we have the nice glamping tents available, but we will also have our very own guest house. We're trying to make a serious statement to our community here that our world truly is in our own hands, that we don't have to wait for someone to develop us. We have the wherewithal to develop ourselves. We have the wherewithal to create awesome communities for our children to grow up in. We have the ability to shape these communities. We have the ability to shape the economic systems, the political systems, the education systems by being intentional in terms of what we do with our capital, how we organize, and what our priorities are as a group of people. But I don't know one black person who would say that acquiring land is a bad idea. So if it's not a bad idea, if it's the opposite, if it's a great idea, why aren't we doing it? Why isn't every single community across the country looking to buy land to rebuild new communities for ourselves? We all want it. And stepping into the world of real estate development, I'm really understanding now why so few of these communities exist. And I'm going to break it down a little bit. There is the least amount of economic incentive to build a community that is devoted to black people. Here's why. Black skin is still repulsive to a lot of people to the extent that no one wants to live in a neighborhood with black people. No group of people. There is a 10% tipping point, and I don't care how wealthy the community is. It could be a community of all $1 million houses. If too many black people move in, then the white people start moving out because too many black people signal the devaluation of the community. So now they're going to lose equity. So if you are a non black developer, you're trying to develop communities where you're going to be able to get the maximum profit. You're going to get the lowest profit from the black community, and you're going to get the highest profit from the white community. So it boils down to economics in so many ways, and the racism is embedded in the access to capital to build these communities. And some of it is difficult to really, what's the word? Analyze objectively because there's so many intangible things that are at play. For example, in order for a bank to give a construction loan, to approve a general contractor to build a new construction house, most of them want that general contractor to have built a brand new house, new construction from the ground up, at least 5 in the past 36 months. Okay? The key word is 5 new construction in the past 36 months. Now, how many general contractors, how many black general contractors do you know are developing new construction homes? That's a subdivision. So I'm here in Atlanta and I'm asking around, all around, for black general contractors who meet these qualifications. And it took me over a year and a half to find a black general contractor in the Atlanta metropolitan area. And I'm connected to all of the business organizations, the Atlanta Black Chambers, SBA, other black networks of people, business people. And I mean, I put forth at least 10 different general contractors, and all of them were rejected by the bank for not having complete ownership of the 5 properties that they were presenting over the past 36 months. Okay, you could not have worked on the project as a general contractor. The project, you had to be listed, you have to be listed on the building permit in order to receive credit. So, right then and there, we have an issue of even having credible people who can go to a bank and get financing for us to build our very own houses. So, one of the things that we're trying to do with the Black Achievement Fund is through our blog, through our own experience, walk you through the process for developing new subdivisions. When we first started out, we wanted to use as many people from our community as possible to do the building. And it was a very idealistic and honorable thing. However, I quickly learned that we have to truly embrace our own philosophy, and that is embracing all people. You know, you got some people who just frame better. The Mexicans, they are excellent at framing. We had them do framing. The people who put this well in, this is the fourth generation welding company that are local. And when they came out here to drill this well, there were three generations on site putting this well together. And these are white people, but they also had black people working for them as well. So this is one of the reasons why we can't be just so exclusionary. Once you build your well, you pay for no water. Anyone who gets a home out here will have their own private well. And the land you see on the opposite side of this orange ribbon, that all is owned by us collectively. We bought the land, and now we have to develop this land just as I'm developing Pharaoh's Row. The land isn't a trophy, it's a stepping stone, it's a foundation. You want to be self sustaining? We can do it together. Building a clubhouse together. Everybody don't have to have a pool. Summer camps for our kids. Training camps. All of this is our land. We're in an unincorporated part of the county. There are few restrictions on what we can do. We don't have any neighbors in our direct vicinity to disturb or to be disturbed by. This is the pad for Sister Zenobia's house that we're getting prepared. Again, right behind us is all Black Achievement Fund land, all land that we own collectively. And we are building the value of the Black Achievement Fund's land by building on Pharaoh's Row. This is the first well that you all saw being pumped out. You guys hear and see how peaceful this is. I can't wait to relook at this video a year from now. But since we've gotten this land, every single year we have been progressing. And to be building our very first subdivision, it's amazing. And we're not even doing it with 1,000 people. We're not even doing it with, you know, we got 500 people that are contributing, even though we got 3,500 members. We have to understand that Rome was not built in a day. What we're trying to do takes sustained commitment. That's why we made it $9 a month, so that it wouldn't kill anybody's pocket. We made it $9 a month so that the model could be sustainable. If we had all the members contributing that we have right now, contributing $9, we will be bringing in over $30,000 a month in cash. We would already be building our first house for the Black Achievement Fund members. Already. Already. Consistency, dedication, faith, and understanding that anything that is worth having, you're going to have to put a lot of work in. I've taught about literally dozens of black towns and black communities that were created 100 years ago. And as I studied them, I became more and more amazed knowing that they didn't even have power tools. There was no John Deeres and Toyotas and Caterpillar. There was none of that. They had rudimentary tools. They were doing everything by hand, manual labor. And they were sold the worst land everywhere they went. So they had the extra hard task of converting swampland into viable land for development. The railroads used them into selling them plots of land that will go along their railroads, but systematically ensured the impoverishment of those communities afterwards by diverting railroads through them. In a new era, a new age, we're trying to foster a new renaissance here, one that is focused on achievement, not despair, one that is centered on what we can accomplish with our own capital, with our own talent. We created the Black Achievement Fund because we didn't want to wait for someone else to grant us the tools for our liberation. We felt like we already had the tools. We're hoping to be done with this house in the next month and a half. Next week, we begin sheetrocking. After we have our electrical inspected and installation installed. But ladies and gentlemen, We are building. We are not just talking. We are building. We're not waiting on anyone. We are focused. Our vision is clear. Our objectives are defined. And we're just working our plan. Working our plan. You know the saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That's what we're doing here. One bite at a time. So please make sure that you donate to our Pyramid One fundraiser, www.donorbox.org/pyramid1, the number one. Or if you go to our website and hit donate, it will take you to the donation site as well. But we want you guys to continue to talk about our accomplishments, continue to share all of our social media, because even though people may not join right now, that doesn't mean that they're not watching. It doesn't mean that they aren't slowly becoming inspired by what we're doing. So continue to promote, and we're gonna make it, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and move to end this. We have a camp out coming Saturday, April 4th. So we would love to have you come out. We're also going to have some volunteer days to come and start working on our trail. So be on the lookout for all of those things. All summer long, we're going to be in spring. We're going to be having campouts on the land, and we're going to continue to blog the development process of Pharaohs Row subdivision for you as well. Thank you all for all of your support. Love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Peace and blessings. Archie Hodges signing off.